start of the, well, not the start, the continuation of the KLR facelift. What happened to my end? What happened to this rear end? That's gone. Now it's not gone. I am finishing or continuing my paint job. I've been trying to slowly paint all the plastic on the KLR. I've already done the front fender. I've done the side panels. They were off there. Let's see. Where did I put those? Now, here they are. They're done. Now, the fender and the side panels have been done for a month or so, maybe 2 months. And I've ridden with them, and they're holding up really good. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, you can't. There's not any chipping. The only place I've got a little issue is right there. That's it. So I'm going to have to touch that up after. But everything else, you really can't see underneath it too well. Everything else is done pretty well. So now I moved on to the rear fender. And what I've used, let me get it out of the sun. That's even worse. I've got the Krylon camouflage in khaki. Let's see if it'll pick it up. Horrible. Alright, trust me, it's khaki. This stuff's worked great. It's made for plastics. It says made with fusion for plastics. And I thought that was a bunch of crap, but I guess it is, because it's worked really well. And then what I'm doing is I'm using just a, I don't even think you can get it. Anyways, just a clear acrylic. This is a satin finish. And I went with a satin finish because when I first did it, when I did the front fender and the side panels, I didn't put a finish on it. I didn't put a satin. And it got chalky, like you'd rub it and it would get chalky. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I'm extra flaky dry during the winter. I don't know why. But I didn't like it. So what I did is I used this stuff. And it gives it a little bit of a sheen. You can see that's wet. But it gives it a little bit of a sheen, which I kind of like. It makes it easier to clean than the other stuff. The other stuff would hold dirt. So all I did for all these parts is I took steel wool. I used a medium coarse steel wool and then a fine steel wool, and I just scuffed up the whole entire piece of plastic. I had to degrease this out really bad because some of my chain lube that I used was in there, and it was a pain in the ass to get off. I ended up using acetone to get it off finally because it stained it. But I just did everything with the fine grit steel wool, and then went to town with the paint. I used a whole can of paint on that rear fender, and a whole can of paint on the front fender, and 1 can of paint on the side panels. And I painted completely. As you see here, you know, inside out, everything's painted. I put as many coats as I could get on it, get out of it. I figured, you know what, it's $4 or something cents a can, and the more layers the better off I am. But it's come out pretty good. I do like it. Plus it's giving me something to do. So that's what I've been up to. Not much else going on. We have not had much of a winter here in Connecticut, so I've been able to ride a little, and I got to get this thing back together in the next couple of days after I let that dry for 24, 48 hours. I like to let it dry, and then I'll get back on the road. I got to do my chain, and I got to do my petcock. This thing's leaking. I don't know if you can see it, but it doesn't leak now. But under vacuum, I get a leak right where that little, you can't see what I'm pointing at, but right where the elbow comes out of the petcock and goes into the gas line, under pressure it drips. So I gotta get a new petcock, I think. So that's what I've been up to. I want to get out riding again. But it's funny, the KLR looks ridiculous without the back end on it. That's it, guys. That's the update. And keep you posted.